where guys could be guys. Let's talk about a podcast. UFC 319 with Derek Cash Co. getting ready for a year-end comeback in Muay Thai. And then after that, I got to convince him to go back to MMA because they signed with Paramount. He needs to get that Paramount money and buy me the PS6 that don't exist yet. You know what I'm saying? And that CBS money. So I got to get him to go back to MMA. I wish I was young again. You know what I mean? And with Paramount and CBS, I'd be on hit. They call me Don McGregor. But enough about that. I got the coffee because I'm ready to get hypey with this one. 319. Well, what's up? What we starting with?
319, man. I mean, do you want to talk about prelims? You want to just go straight to the main?
Start at the bottom, name it, and I say stop or go. I say smash or pass, dog.
Oh man, Alibi Idris and Joseph Morales,
Pass.
Karine Silva and Dion Barboza. That is a women's flyweight fight.
Pass.
Brian Battle and Nursultan Ruziboev.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. I smashed that one. Who you got on that one?
I mean, I don't really know much about either one of these guys, but judging from recent fights, I don't think Brian Battle's winning this fight.
Who did he fight? He fought who last? Randy Brown, right?
Think so. Let me check.
I believe he fought Randy Brown, and I thought that he won.
He did
It
fight
was
down to decision win, and they knocked out Kevin Jousset at UFC Fight Night in September.
yeah. I thought Battle won that fight, though it was close. And then other homie fought who? Joaquin Buckley, right? The fight before his last, and then he just had another fight that's pretty good.
Dustin Stolfus.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That
He's
was,
tall. He's
he's,
tall.
he is big.
Uh, I don't know, man. Brian Battle, you know what I mean? I wasn't really feeling him, but I like his personality, how he don't care what anybody think, and he just does what Brian Battle does. You know, I respect that. I respect any man that don't conform. And a lot of these MMA fighters, I'm tired of everybody pointing at the ground like Max Holloway, walking like Conor McGregor is so unoriginal. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk about Paramount, CBS all day here, D, because they better get a personality. Because if they want that big money, now everybody going to see them on Paramount and CBS. And if you got that mouthpiece and that personality, it's gonna be you could easily be the next Conor McGregor. But these guys
Yeah.
not need to stop being copycats. And I like his originality and his honestness with himself. And he don't give a fuck about fighting. That goes far. But Nasruddin, or what's his name? The Uzbek, he just I think his height might give Battle problems he's not accustomed to, and he's gonna pull it off.
Yeah, and we're talking about a guy that's had like 50 pro fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pro fights, man. That I don't care if he's fighting bums in Russia or wherever he's been fighting before this, but 50 fights means a lot.
Dude, and a bum in Russia ain't a bum. You know, if you feel what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So you cannot be in any stani country and somebody just be a straight bum.
Yep.
Their bum is like a mid-tier guy here. So I think that they both like to strike, and I just think that I don't think Battle's gonna do the Joaquin Buckley way and play it smart and wrestle the dude.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he doesn't have that Joaquin Buckley physicality, so I think it's not going to play out in his favor. So, you know, that's what I got. So, what we got next on the Smash or Pass?
This one's crazy, man. Edson Barbosa and Draker Close is on the early prelims, man.
Dude, they better show some respect to my boy Barbosa.
How are they gonna do him like that? That's crazy to me.
Well, we are talking about a promotion that put Aljamain Sterling on the prelims once. So once I saw that happen, they ain't got respect for nobody. You know
Uh,
what I mean?
I mean,
And
at
well,
looking
I
at
don't know.
fighting in the prelim card, that's just straight up disrespectful.
So who you got on that one?
I got Edson Barbosa on this one. I've always been a fan of his striking. It's so like technically sound and insanely fast that even in his last fight, his age did not show. I mean,
Yeah.
he went all the way to the end. And this man's been around since probably when I started watching UFC.
I'm gonna make my pick, but I'm gonna tell you a cool little story only a few people know. Guess what? I was supposed to fight Edson Barbosa in New Orleans, dog. Family's
Man,
hometown. And somehow, some way the fight didn't happen. And he ended up fighting some bum, beating him and getting signed to the UFC. But me and him almost fought back in the days. A
man.
lot of people don't know that. That'd have been fire, dog. But I don't know that the thing is, even though his speed and everything hasn't slowed down, I feel like he has the same weaknesses that he's always had. Like he's not good on the back foot, and he allows people to put him on the back foot, and then he starts to burn out after that, and it goes downhill for him. And I feel like this is Jakar Close's fight to win or lose on his own. I think if he keeps going forward and he mixes into wrestling and things like that, then it'll play to his favor, and he'll end up beating Barbosa by decision. And not because I believe he's the superior fighter. I don't. Not even close. I feel Barbosa is just technically better in most things. I just feel like his weakness is so glaring and so prominent that anybody smart would do that. And what does Close say at he's in Arizona, right? With
Yeah.
John Crouch. Yeah. If he listens to the coach, that's a smart coach. I think that and follows the game plan, I think he'll pull it off. So I think that's an upset worth
Either way,
Ben
we're,
knowing.
we're looking at probably like the last fight for either of these guys.
Yeah.
Whoever's losing this one, I don't think they're coming back.
I don't know. Tied to a been getting his ass whooping, he's still back. And
Yeah, they're
then
also
they got rid of a top 15 heavyweight with one loss. So
here's the thing though, that's like heavyweight. There's not a lot of heavyweights in the UFC anymore. Whereas lightweight is so like saturated.
yeah, but listen to my what I'm saying. They have no logic. They got rid of a top 15 heavyweight by keeping a heavyweight that's consistently losing. In a division, like you said, that's dry. You should never get rid of a top 15 guy. So we don't know what they're gonna do. They kept Tony Ferguson forever, you know. So who knows with these guys? But what we got next, D?
Whew, man, kind of insane. But we're talking about a guy who was just on Contender Series on Tuesday, right? Baisangur Susurkayev, man.
Shemaev's teammate.
Yep, Shmaev's teammate fought on Tuesday, won with a up kick, which we talked
You
about.
know,
You know,
to the body, yeah.
up kick to the body, and he's going up against Eric Nolan.
So here's my thing. When I watched the Contender Series, nothing looked special about him. He looked very open, not defensively sound, and nothing looked special about him. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I think Dana White got overwhelmed because that Contender Series show in particular, nobody fought like they wanted to be in the UFC, really. So he stood out just for doing something. But I do recall you were saying you've watched his other fights, and he does look terrifying, right?
We're talking about a guy who's finished every single fight with a knockout. And not just that, I think Dana said it too on Contender Series. Like 7 out of his 9 fights, he finished in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, but you know, here's how Dom Rogan, Greg Blackson thinks. I don't care about that stuff when I hear it. I have to go look at the 9 people he knocked out. If I see this dude was 2-5, this dude was 5-15 in this, you ain't getting much credit from me. I'm gonna say, oh, cool, you gotta still have a little bit of power in your hand. You aren't getting much credit. So I need to know the opposition before I get excited because everything sounds exciting, right? How many times have people been signed and they beat one or two bums and then Dana White in the UFC that said it next big thing like Edmund Shabazian and then they fall off, right? We see that often. So I need to do research I have not done yet. That's where I stand on that.
Looks like he was fighting on Eagles. So basically, that was like Khabib's. Isn't that Khabib's?
Yeah, it's a beams. Yeah.
So he did fight on Khabib's promotion. Fought twice, 2021, 2022, and then did not record anything on ESPN, of course. And then Baroka Promotions, not sure where that's from. And then Fury Fighting Championships, where he got a knockout in the second round.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Rather than talk about him, let's who is this Eric Nolan guy? What has he done? So is he about to get a challenge in Eric Nolan, or is he just a guy that probably gonna get beat up too?
He is the current middleweight champion of Cage Fury.
Okay, and what's his record?
He is 8-3.
Pretty cool. And so we gotta know his level of opposition
His
as well.
last four fights, his last four fights were all wins.
All right, so okay. We'll see what they got against each other this fight. Then
Yeah,
we'll
so
see what they
we're
got.
gonna see if he's gonna talk or it was Dana just spitting big game.
Yeah, we don't know what Dana. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. But what we got next?
Chase Hooper, Alexander Hernandez.
Okay, okay, I smashed that one. Who you got?
I think I got Chase Hooper, man. That guy's a thug through and through.
Hey, hey, he that chill signing level of thug where, you know what I mean?
And Chase Hooper, like
He that chill signing level of thug.
he's
I
pretty
like him.
cool on the feet, but his grappling's insane, man.
Here's why I like him. I don't see progress in many fighters. They just are generally what they are. Or you will see a little bit of progress and then it just stops.
They'll just fall.
Chase Hooper does not look like the Chase Hooper I remember.
Mm-hmm.
He went from non-existent striking to boo-boo striking to now it don't look bad. And he
Yeah.
went from like, oh, he's cool on the ground to now you like this dude's dangerous on the ground. Whatever he's doing is working.
Like this is the thing that we talked about before too, right? Like the correct way to build up your stars is not to throw them straight into the fire or like match them up with some of the worst matchups you can think of. And this is the one time, well, like one of the very rare times where the UFC has actually developed a fighter from start to finish.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes that matchmaking don't make sense. Like, oh, how they all trying to make black people beat up black people all the time. They just don't, or they make a prospect fight a prospect. That ain't how you build a prospect. You don't build them off of each other. But that's another topic. But he's fighting
Alex,
Hernandez. I don't know. That's like one of the most talented guys that never brings out his talent.
yeah. Every
Yeah,
fight you see him in, he's always in a banger, but near the end of the fight is when, well, all of his losses have come from him just, I don't know, just fell apart.
yeah. He
Good.
crashed out and not in a way that's beneficial for him.
Yeah.
It's like he's talented. I feel like he's talented with no guidance. You know what I mean? Like it's an anime where somebody got all this power and they're like, I don't know what to do with it. So it implodes on itself.
Yeah.
Because he always messes up. And I don't feel like with somebody like Chase Hooper, you can make those mistakes. Like you know how sometimes people will hurt somebody and instead of striking, they go grab them. That's very common. I feel like making those tiny mistakes with somebody like Chase Hooper, who is very smart in there, will be costly.
Yeah. He's going
He
to
is, yeah,
all,
he's more athletic and he's the more powerful striker, but I just don't think his ring generalship will carry him through the fight. I think he's gonna make a mistake and crash out and lose.
yeah.
So I'm going with the next gangster, the Chase
I'm
Hooper.
going with Chase Hooper, man. I've been a fan started off of he was also a Dana White Contender Series guy.
Yeah, yeah.
These Contender Series guys, man, you never know. Sometimes it just goes crazy.
Dude, it's so weird because on the Ultimate Fighter, nowadays, besides the old ones, nobody worth the damn is coming from them. But Contender Series been getting some good people. Jamal Hill, like it's a lot of people that's come from there that's banging.
Because they're actually going out and finding these guys from the regional scene that, you know, like because the Ultimate Fighter is so small, and each year is like a very small group of people, right?
Hmm.
This country's huge, man. There's a lot of people from all over the place from different countries too.
Yeah, yeah. In Contender Series, they getting people from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a lot better. But what we got next, man? What we got next?
Well, we have Jessica Andrade and Lupe Godinez,
All right, pass,
and then middleweight Gerald Mearshart and Michael Oleksiejczuk.
pass.
Yeah, and then from that is just main card from there.
Okay, let's see what's the first one.
To start things off, we have Kai Asakura and Tim Elliott.
Okay, let's smash it. I got Kai.
I got Kai too.
Domo Origato, boy.
Like,
Who you got?
I got Kai as well. I mean, they wanted to do something by throwing Kai straight into a title fight with
Pantoja.
Pantoja. I can see why they wanted to do that as like a promotional thing, but that's probably not the best. That was
Dude,
probably
no, dude, it was a win-win for them. You want to know why? It was a win-win for them, and I'm gonna explain why. Pantoja wins. They go, look at the UFC's dominance. We're better than every promotion. We're better than Ryzen. If Kai wins, they spin it the other way and they say, Japan, come on, come back in the game. So the UFC don't care about the fighters like that. They care about the UFC winning.
yep.
So that was actually a smart play from them. But with this one, I think his striking is far superior to Tim Elliott's.
Mm-hmm.
Tim
He's
Elliott, a vet. I like watching him fight. He weird, he quirky and everything. Sometimes it worked for him, but with somebody like Kai Asakura, I don't feel like it's. I don't feel his physicality, his speed, his athleticism, and his workable like techniques are enough. Because if you watch Kai, I watch every promotion on damn earth from beginning to end. His takedown
his
defense is
rise
very
is
good. It's very good, and I don't think Tim Elliott has the wrestling and the physicality to get past that. Even if you look at the Pantoja fight, though he lost, he was tagging him, dog.
yeah.
He was tagging him.
Yeah, these guys from Ryzen, man. By the way, Ryzen, hit us up. Come on.
Hey,
Just saying. Hit
hey,
us up.
Rising begin old folks up in there, dog. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Cron Gracie about to go there. And when I heal up and lose this fat, I already told Cron what's up. If I keep my career in Rising, forget UFC. I'm good. You feel me?
Ryzen, man, hit us up. We ready.
I'll
Get
be over
us.
there like Konnichiwa, boy. You feel me? Don't let me get nowhere where I could see walk on nobody in the middle of a fight there.
Yeah,
Don't let
man.
me go.
We got
Hey, could
emo.
you imagine my knees on the downed opponent?
Oh, that's
Boy,
bad. Bad news. That's real bad news.
they gonna call me the buzzsaw, the chainsaw man over there, boy.
Oh man. The
But
next,
okay, we both got Kai. What's
yeah.
next?
Next one up is a middleweight bout. We got Jared Cannonier and Michael Venom Page.
Okay, I smashed that. Who you got?
I'm with Michael Venom Page on this one, man.
Me too.
Jared Cannonier a tank, and he's like well known as a tank in the UFC, but Michael Page is a different kind of beast. Like I think he was fighting he was kind of like Adesanya before Adesanya. He was doing his thing over in Bellator, getting these crazy knockouts, emoting on folks, talks a big game, backs it up. Man,
Yeah.
he's good.
You have to remember he is going up a weight class. But I think that's actually an advantage to him. Like when I do grappling tournaments, I actually like to do a weight above mine because the guys are bigger, but they're more immobile. So my speed is a big advantage and my maneuverability.
Yeah.
And why when I go against guys my size and it's a scramble and stuff, is actually make the matches harder. And I think that's kind of what MVP is going for because him going up to middleweight, he's not going to lose that speed, and he's exponentially faster than welterweight. So imagine the speed difference in middleweight, and then he's going against a guy who you said was a tank and cannoneer, and he's not like a Panzer tank that's mobile. He's just like a tank that's
Yeah.
kind of immobile, and that's not good for somebody like MVP. You see how he outspeeds fast people like Sarah Bullet. So he's going to be just too fast. He would have to zig when he should have zagged to lose that fight, you know? But as far as the matchup goes, it's damn near a perfect matchup. From Cannoneer is like slow for a middleweight.
Just look at the people that he's fought and he's lost to, right? Like most recent loss, Caio Borralho. Dude, fighting nerds, man. Those guys are insane when it comes to striking, when it comes to their fight IQ. Wild. Before that, he fought Nasruddin Imavov, who didn't he just beat Adesanya?
Adesanya, yep.
Strikers, man. So never been good against like really technical strikers. But if he fights somebody else that's like as slow as he is, like last fight against Gregory Rodriguez, then it turns into a slugfest. So the way MVP wins this fight is stay long, stay technical, find his angles, stay fast.
Basically, just be MVP. That's all he got to do. That's all he has to
What he
do.
does.
Yeah. So what we got next?
Next up is Jeff Neal and Carlos Prates, man.
Yeah, here's that one is crazy because Jeff Neal follows me on IG. You know, what I mean, Black Power. I'm always trying to support black people because they be hating on each other too much. And he's a Southern boy like me. But then Protest is my homie from Thailand. We train together a lot. And it's like, man, but I can't be influenced by that. Like
We gotta tell it how it is out here.
we do, man. We do. Here's the thing that gets me. If this was the Jeff Neal before he was getting all sick and all that stuff, there would be no question in my mind out of picking him. You know, that Jeff Neal before he was getting sick and all messed up, it was kind of like Errol Spence Jr. Like, and then after the car accident, you got to question what's going on. Like that's how I've been with Jeff Neal since that. So I'm not sure, man.
It's
I'm
just
not sure where he's at.
if we're talking about the guys that each of these guys have fought, right? Jeff Neal took Shavkat all the way to 3 rounds before he got choked out. Um, he beat Dos Anjos with a knockout, lost to Ian Gary by decision.
Dude, Mike Perry, Bilal Muhammad. This dude was out there crushing dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Beat Vincente Luque, Ponzinibbio.
Dude, look at who he beat. Dude, he beat the strikers of strike. Dude, he was beating who's who.
Yep,
The Jeff Neal before being sick and or injured was beating the who's who. You can't even compare their resume right there.
yep,
If you just looked at the people we named.
yeah. I mean, compared to the guys that Pratis has fought in the UFC, it's like literally guys that should be in the Hall of Fame. Just
Yeah,
guys
Protest
that are
fought who? Raditz or whatever he fought.
Neil Mag,
Magny. Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
and
They're
then Mag,
incomparable UFC resumes. Even though Neil's been there longer, I understand, but I don't know. My thing is like this: if Neil is healthy, it's Neil. I feel like he just has more diverse tools
yeah,
because we saw one thing with Prates with Ian Gary is he has the propensity to wait too much,
yep.
and
See,
you can't do that with
though,
Neil.
I think that fight he did not fight the fight that like he didn't fight like how he usually does.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was, but like before those before that Ian Gary fight, this dude we're talking about a monster. This guy was a boogeyman. UFC was selling this guy as if he's like the next big thing to kill everybody in welterweight.
yeah, he fought it very passively,
Yeah, real
and
conservative.
and Neil ain't no Ian Gary. He'll put you to sleep.
Yeah,
You can't fight that guy passively.
I don't know. We're talking about striking, man. Like Prachi's got some insane Muay Thai, like
Yeah, but
insanely
if
good.
it's insane in its basics. I think that the more diverse and what the biggest package of striking is Jeff Neal, and he knows how to use it. Like so, I'm gonna go with Neal on this one, dude. I got this weird feeling. I'm gonna go with Neal on this one.
I'm going with Carlos Prates on this one.
All right, we're gonna see that. That's gonna be a banger, but we're gonna see what we got next.
Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico, man, as the
Okay,
coach.
okay, start it off, dog. What's up?
I mean,
You don't want to start it off? I'm gonna start it off. I got Murphy.
I'm not that big of a betting man, but the
I
fact
got
that they
Murphy.
put Lerone Murphy as the underdog in this fight is absolutely ridiculous to me.
Dude, no, you want to know why? Everybody, I don't know if you know this. Chandler came, everybody sold him. He was the favorite and shit. Uh, Mix came, he was the favorite and stuff. I don't know what it is about somebody coming from another show. People will like just disrespect the person they fighting.
We're talking about Aaron Pico, a guy that's fought since 2017. He's been here for almost 10 years.
Fight
Not
who?
a single
Fight who? You
fought
feel me? That's what I'm
in
saying.
Bellator.
Fight who, dog?
The highest rank he ever got was number 2 on the contender list, and he's never fought in a title fight. Like,
Here's my thing, D. Let's take Chandler on one finger, Mix on one finger, Peak on one finger. If you and take their resumes, right? I feel like Pico got the weakest resume of those three. When you look at the level of opposition that they fought, you look at Mix and there's some people in there where you like that dude's good. You look at Chandler, he fought people where you're like that dude's good, like a Brent Primus or a
yeah,
Pitbull
fuck
or Alvarez.
you.
When you look at Pico's, there's nobody I look at when I'm like that dude's good. The best dude, like one of the toughest dudes he fought was who was it? Henry Corrales, I think, or something like that, who knocked him out,
That was the last fight.
right? He
Yeah.
got knocked out by and
Uh-oh. Looks like we lost our guy.
he got the weakest
Here we go.
resume of
Yep.
those three. And people sell on him because his parents have had him doing pancration since youth. His parents have had him boxing at top boxing gyms since
He's a
youth.
Golden
His
Glove.
parents have let him sent him over to Russia and everything to wrestle since youth. But that don't that don't always matter. You know what I mean?
Like an Olympic wrestler, but
Yeah, but
not
then the thing is, people talk about his wrestling, but this fool that he like Chandler, he don't want to wrestle.
he just he
I
just
wish I would have wrestled since I was young. I'd be laying on people. The crowd be like, boo. I'd be laying on him. He don't want to wrestle. And you got Lerone Murphy. When you look, Lerone Murphy, he can strike, he can wrestle, he can grapple, he's slick, he pretty, he's smooth. And look at the people he fought. And he's fought good strikers and beat them.
hmm
So when you got a dude who got a good 1-2 in some wrestling, and you think that Lerone Murphy hasn't seen this and then some, to be the underdog, he's probably the best underdog to bet on for this fight
Yep.
of everybody.
Just
He
insane.
just beat Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Aaron Pico does not hit like Josh Emmett. He might
Josh,
be cleaner and straighter. He does not hit like Josh Emmett.
nah, he does not fight like Josh Emmett. He damn near not as good as Dan Ige.
Dude, yeah, I think Zan Ige is better than him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
And
fought
look at these people.
Larone's fought Dan Ige before he fought Josh Emmett and
Emmett, yeah.
Edson Barboza.
Yeah. And look what he did to all three. Here's the thing. The most competitive of those three was Ige, and it wasn't even that competitive.
Yep.
And you telling me this kid gonna come and put the working on him? I didn't even think that he was gonna get past Evalev. And then they gave him Murphy. And here's the crazy part. Maybe I ain't even gonna. I was gonna say maybe I don't know the game, but I'm Don Rogan. I know the game. Evalev was actually a better matchup for him than Murphy. It
Mm-hmm.
was a better matchup for him than Murphy. At least that one I was like, okay, he got a chance. I don't think he got no chance in this one. I think he's gonna get picked apart and probably finish because he don't look like he got the best chin.
Yeah. This fight is
So
a lot of people good money. is why.
Yeah, I'm going with him. And what we got next, dog?
Bro,
What we got next?
championship fight. This is why we're watching this. Cricket and Hamza Chimaev in the middleweight title fight.
Who do you got, dog? Let me drink some of this coffee.
Come on, not even close. Hamza by like 10,000, a million.
Okay,
Also, I'll put my house.
okay. All hype away. You don't think DDP got any chance? I
DDP
do. I do. I think he got a chance.
because DDP has such an insane style of fighting that like you can't prepare for that at all. No one fights like him.
Here's my thing, man. Here's my thing. And if I summon all my Dom Rogan knowledge, here's how I look at it. As far as physicality, he's the most physical person Hamzat is going to fight. But I still think Hamzat has more usable strength than him. If I look at DDP and the way his style works, I feel like it works so well. It makes sense why such an unworkable style works because his opposition. And what I mean by that is it goes by that thing. It's two things going on. How you brawl the boxer, box the brawler, right? That's number one. You put it on Drinkus. Okay, somebody said they put it on Drinkus. So I'm gonna keep breaking it down. So they say you brawl the boxer, you box the brawler. So meaning that the more technical person can have the advantage or not have the advantage depending on how you play it. That's number one. Number two, I always used to tell you how I was worlds above James Chaney from Ultimate Fighter in striking, but he was one of my hardest sparring partners because nothing he did makes sense, right? So now apply this to Drinkus. He has unlimited cardio. And then look who he's fighting. He fought Robert Whitaker, who's striking. He fought Israel Adesanya, who's striking. He fought Sean Strickland, who's striking. He fought Darren Till, who's striking. All these people. When you have a forward pressure style and nothing makes sense, no matter who the person is, if they're a striker, you're gonna give them trouble, right? Because you're always in their face and you're brawling the striker, and on top of that, you have no pattern that they have memorized. So all the people he beat, it makes sense to me that he had a chance to beat them. Plus, when you add his cardio and physicality to that, it starts to not be as like wow as you think. It actually makes sense. With Hamzat, he's not going to sit there and strike. He's going to wrestle. So now the advantages of brawling the boxer or boxing the brawler or a pattern that's not memorized in striking and then it can play against the technical guy, none of that is in play anymore, right? Now it comes down to can he hold off Hamzat's grappling long enough for Hamzat to get tired and then he can outstrike him? Or is Hamza never going to even get that tired and everything? Because he is training at the garage, a gym very famous for getting guys in shape. But another thing is, Whitaker took him down. Whitaker took him down. If nobody can understand what I mean by that, Whitaker took him down. Let's see what we got in the chat. Big money bet the house on Drinkus. JD said he bet his life on the Wolf. Hamza gonna lose bad. No cardio round 3, 4, 5. Cursor said that. Cursor. It might not go to 3, 4, 5. It might not go there, Cursor. And that's where I'm at. If Whitaker took him down, dude, he picked up DC. Why DC fat? Me and DC out of shape right now. We
DC
both fat. He picked up fat DC
twirled him
heavyweight
around.
beyond heavyweight DC and did ring around a rosy pocket full of posies. We all fall down on him, dog. You telling me he can't do that to Drinkus? That's what you telling me as precursor? It's over, dog.
It's a wrap. We
It's
go.
a wrap.
I think it's
It's
a
a wrap.
bro. We're talking about a guy who broke Robert Whitaker's chin.
Dog. Pushed
Put him
his
down.
teeth back.
took down the best wrestler in the welterweight division, Kamaru Usman. Tried it 12 times, took him down 4 times. All right. Even before that, Gilbert Burns hit him with takedowns, took him down, albeit he did get rocked a couple times in that fight, but that was like early on Kamzat after he got sick. So I'll give it a pass with his cardio.
And weight cutting makes you less durable. What is
Insane.
Esper Cursor talking about? If Drickers take who down, they done me? 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 Is that what you saying? Me or are you saying Hamzat? Are you saying Dare? Who are you talking about?
Oh man.
What you talking about, Esper Cursor? Don't be hating, cause your boy gonna get smushed on. He gonna do that Chechen dance on him like ah, ah, he gonna hit that Chechen dance on him, D.
Kamzat out here killing everybody. Yeah, I just don't see that momentum fading.
Me neither.
It's just
Me
not.
neither. You have to be able to stop. Here's the thing, man. Robert Whitaker said all he did was bring in wrestlers, and he said the type of shot he took, he was like he was lower than anybody I trained with. I don't know if you saw the interview. He was like when he shot it was him and Adesanya. You know how they doing the buddy talks now. He was like the dude shot in lower and different than any wrestler I trained with. He was like, I went to sprawl and he was just below where people usually are. You can't, dude. No, dog. All I gotta keep saying is Robert Whitaker. When do Robert Whitaker be shooting in? And he took you down? And if I believe, didn't Darren Till take him down? Come on, dude. He gonna be like, oh. What you say, JD? Is it true UFC isn't gonna do pay-per-views anymore? UFC signed with Paramount Plus and CBS. I wish I could rewind my life 20 years so I could go get that Paramount Plus and CBS money. Now I gotta rely on my son and Derek to go get it and buy me the PS6 that don't exist. It's true.
$7.7 billion. Hit me up.
Okay, Esper Kircher said, I just say that you will see it on Saturday. Hamzat's baby will surrender in round 3 and Drigo to make a fool of his crown. Dude, it ain't going around 3. Follow me on Instagram, Esper Kircher, Fallen Angel 510. And DM me now after this. So on Saturday, I can write you and say, nanny, nanny, boo boo, and just send you 52 GIFs of wolves howling. That's all I'm going to do, Esper Kircher. That's all I'm gonna do. What Katie's saying, you're seeing better stop that for. Yes, they get released individually. The lady that edits them is actually my buddy on LinkedIn.
Well,
She's a good woman.
tomorrow's still Friday, so could be more embedded episodes coming
It's
out.
gonna be another one. It's gonna be another one. Hey, this dude was saying out loud bar on some crazy shit. He's scared Dana White. You see his eyes when he was looking at Dreekus? Dude, he ready to lose. He ready to lose it all in the name of Allah, dog.
He's ready to die in that cage.
Hey, Esper Cursor keep talking about round 3 and 4. It ain't going that far, Esper Cursor. I'm telling you, dog. But you know what? We at 38 minutes. We don't drag this shit on no more. Me and DB hitting it off fast. Tell them where they can reach you at, D.
Man, you can't find me on line these days, but come to the gym. Come. I'll
Okay,
see. Go
okay, yeah. Tell them.
come
Tell
to
them
the
that's
gym.
Goon Squad MMA on Instagram. I'm Fallen Ninja 510 on Instagram, and we got Guysville on Instagram, just like on here. Got an Instagram page and a straight TikTok page. So make sure you follow all that at FA Fine Systems on Instagram. You will see all the Greg Blacks and Dom Rogan techniques. You know what I mean? I done trained everybody from every promotion in the goddamn world. You'll see what's up on there. We're starting to make it more comprehensive where you can learn. And I see Esper because he's saying it's the easiest fight for drinkers. God damn it. DM me, Esper Cursor. I'm sending you wolves all day. But you know what I mean? Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us everywhere, and look for D to be fighting soon. You know, we're looking at November for him and my son. You know what I mean? My son gonna be busting with D out there. The one gonna be taking over in kickbox for a while, but we getting D back there because I need my PS6 and all that. You know, so we are out.